So it looks like we've got some news coming out of DC Films, and this is some news from Wonder Woman 2. Now, earlier in the week, there was a rumor going around that Kristen Wiig had been cast as a cast for Wonder Woman 2, and a lot of people were speculating Cheetah. And in fact, a lot of sources were saying that, but I wasn't going to say anything until we got an official thing for it. But today, what looks like, yes, it's official. Cheetah will be in Wonder Woman 2, and Kristen Wiig will be playing Cheetah. What do I think about this? What do I think of Cheetah being in the film and having that actress in particular? I don't really have a problem with Kristen Wiig. I really don't. Or Kirsten Wiig. Christian Wiig. It's tomato, whatever. Wiig is a pretty good actress. I like her in a lot of her stuff. The Ghostbusters film, wasn't great. But look, it's not that it was an all-female cast for me. I was totally on board if it, because I liked a lot of those actresses, but the movie itself, I watched it and went, ugh, it's really not living up to, to par, and this is going to be the start of a Ghostbusters film universe? Okay. Yeah. But make no mistake, I really dig her as an actress. But however, I was like, really? She's Cheetah? Okay. Sure. Why not? Now, the other thing, and I know what you're thinking, well, you really don't like that actor, why do you not like her as I almost said Black Panther, Cheetah? Why don't you not like her as Cheetah? It's not that it's not that I don't like the casting, I just find it odd that we picked her, and I'm not saying just because, it's not my first round pick, she wouldn't make a good Cheetah. None of us have seen the movie yet. Plus, as I always go back to, remember how we all kind of shit-talked Heath Ledger about Joker? And we remember how that played out, right? Yeah. So, that's kind of my thing is, every actor has a good chance of playing a good character, So yeah, I think it's really cool, but honestly, if you ask me if I could cast Cheetah in a Wonder Woman film, I'd have gone with Rose McGowan. She's a very physical actress, and I think she can bring that kind of, ferocity and physicality Cheetah would have. That's my thing, is that she would bring a lot of, just kind of that major muscular... She's a very muscular woman. She was going to be in a Red Sonja movie, and you could there were interviews for that movie, and you could clearly tell that she had done work. So, Rose McGowan would have been my personal pick for Cheetah. But that's just me, though. But like I said, I'm going to give Kristen Wiig the benefit of the doubt. Now, the other thing about this is that, are we going to have motion capture with Cheetah, or are we going to have some, makeup effects here? I don't know if, they're going to have makeup effects for her. They've obviously done makeup effects, obviously, in Suicide Squad and a few other films, but they could easily go the motion capture route with her. It just kind of depends if Wiig wants to, stand around and looking, in a bodysuit, in a full bodysuit that may take hours to make, or do motion capture. That's kind of the big thing here. Or they might go the other route and just have her oh, she just has cat-like abilities, and, we don't see the real Cheetah until, the last 10 minutes of the last 15 minutes of the third act. That's what I'm afraid they'll do at the end. But again, no one's seen the movie, so let's all cool our heels here. So, I'm really curious to see where they're going to go with this. I think, honestly, they're going to go... Because there's been so many Cheetahs. There's been so many so many Cheetahs in the Wonder Woman comics. They're obviously going to go with Barbara Minerva. The first one. So, yeah, Barbara Minerva is probably going to be the Cheetah we see. Could be wrong, but I think that's the one we're going to go with, just to be safe. Cheetah is very much when you think Wonder Woman villains... It's Ares, then Cheetah, but sometimes they really play it up that Cheetah is the main villain of Wonder Woman. And the amount of times we see her, it's yeah, I can believe it, because it's almost like Cheetah is very much this very, savage and wild creature that can go blow for blow with Wonder Woman, and there's so much just ferocity to her. So I'm really curious, but also, in some cases, she can range from feral animal to, intelligent woman. So I'm wondering where they're going to go with that. Also, are they going to go the mystical route, or are they going to go the science route? Because they've kind of, in multiple comics, they've gone both routes with this character. So I'm really curious to see where they could possibly go with that. I've really enjoyed Wonder Woman, and for obvious reasons, Warner Brothers is kind of like really banking on Wonder Woman to continue to do well because the last few movies have not done well, and the only movie that's really gotten them a lot of major money was Wonder Woman. So they're really banking on, Wonder Woman 2 to be an equal success, and let's face it, Wonder Woman's kind of carrying the DC universe, the DC movie universe on her own, and I really hate to say that, because there's still a lot of potential for this. There's still a lot of potential for, a really good film franchise. I think, honestly, we've got Aquaman, and I've got hopes for Aquaman. I've really got some hopes for Aquaman, but yeah, let's face it. At the moment, it looks like DC really has their hopes on Wonder Woman. Everything else is just kind of like with these DC films is like kind of like an afterthought, because every time they did come out with films, it was like, ooh, that's pretty bad. But Wonder Woman was their first hit, and they're like, oh, yes! And I hate to sound like, and I know it's a shitty thing to say, but it's honestly true. And I want Aquaman to succeed, I want to see more of these movies succeed, but so far it hasn't, DC hasn't been exactly... I mean, I like Justice League, but that's saying a lot, because it was kind of okay, and considering everything else that came out prior, yeah. Anywho, so, the other thing I'm wondering about this film with Cheetah, is she going to be the only villain? Because remember, we had Dr. Poison and Ares in the first film, so I'm wondering, is Cheetah going to be the only villain in this film, or are we going to do, have another multiple villains film? Cheetah, I think, can honestly do well on her own as her own villain. It'd be nice. I was actually, if you asked me what character I would have gone with for the next Wonder Woman film, I would have picked Cersei. And who knows, maybe Cersei will be in this film. They could actually, now that I think about it, what they could honestly do with this film, and this might be neat, is have Cheetah in here, and then, you could still go the mystical route, but have it that it was Cersei who transformed Barbara into Cheetah. Because her whole thing is that, yeah, it's Circe from the Greek Odyssey, so she turns people into animals, or animal people. She's also a powerful sorceress. So that could be the thing, is that we could have Cheetah in here, and change it a little bit that it was Circe who turns her into this, so you could have Cheetah and Circe in this film. That would actually be a really cool idea, of having those two characters in here. Wonder Woman's other two major enemies outside of Ares to play a major role in this story, and I think that'd be a really cool way to play it out. So, and the other thing is, I'm still wondering what other characters could we see in here. Could we see? I'm trying to think. Because we used all the other ones in the film, all the other characters. So could you have, I don't know, build up to other villains, like maybe Silver Swan or Dr. Psycho? Yeah, actually, that'd be kind of cool. Assuming we have a third film, I would say Dr. Psycho would be the character that, for Wonder Woman. If we get a third Wonder Woman film, I would say Dr. Psycho is the main villain. That's just me, though. That would be my personal pick, is having Dr. Psycho as the main villain. But anyway, and also, we've still got the whole thing from Justice League in that, DC, rather than build up Darkseid, they're kind of like, well, we're going to try to make a Legion of Doom. We've already got Deathstroke and Lex Luthor, so I'm really wondering, because this is why I think, yeah, we're not going to probably not kill Cheetah. She's probably going to survive for Legion of Doom. Because, again, that's what they're, instead of building to Darkseid, which I have no doubt they'll do while they're still scrambling for stuff, the first thing they want to do is Legion, because, yeah, Thanos is kind of a big thing right now. So what they're probably going to do, like I said, is build up with Legion of Superheroes, and Diana won't kill Cheetah, or assuming we have other villains in here, Circe, will, they'll have Cheetah or whoever's in here or another villain, assuming there is other villains going by that train of thought, in here. So they'll probably add her to the Legion of Doom, and assuming whoever survives in Aquaman, because we've got the Trench in Aquaman, we've got Black Manta, we've got Ocean Master, who I honestly think won't become. We'll have Orm in the. I think honestly we're going to have Orm in the film, but we're not going to have him be Ocean Master yet. We're not going to have him be the Ocean Master yet, and I think Black Manta will join the Legion of Doom. Like he did in the Super Friends. Yeah, why not, right? So, but again, that's just my personal thought. I'm really looking forward to seeing Wonder Woman 2 and what they do with it. Kristen Wiig, odd pick for Cheetah, but I'm still optimistic for it. I really enjoyed the first film, so, really hoping this does well, does just as good as the first film. So, yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Cheetah, Kristen Wiig playing Cheetah? Who would you have picked for Cheetah? Are you guys excited for her as that cast? Are you guys not? Also, do you think she's going to live? Do you think we're also going to get multiple villains, or would you just be okay with one villain? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.